me start that again. I gotta tell you, I played it 1,000 times back there. I've never tried to do it alone, so there's a good chance that you're gonna see me fuck something up. Still a stone, watching. People walking by me now, wondering why. No one ever stops to talk or thinks about it. They ever did. What if God shuffled by one day? One might see doing not a thing. We're breathing just to breathe. We might find some kind of reason, but it's rushing around, seems what's wrong with the world. Don't lose the dreams inside your head. They'll only be there till you're dead. So dream
Show's almost about to start. You never know back. That's what's up. Don't forget to hit that like button. You never should not know how to not hit the like button.
You are very generous.
And about your love for the Dave.
It's your boy Concert Viz 34 back at home.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34.
Yep, so your boy Concert Viz 34 coming to you here.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998, and if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started. And I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end. And then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing. Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Shout out to Jacksonville, Duval County. What up? St. Johns County. What up? Valdosta, Georgia. What up? Gainesville, Florida. RIP to Tom Petty. What up? Everyone out there in Orlando, Florida, just south of Jacksonville. Daytona Beach, what up? We'll throw in Savannah too. They kind of close. Hit that like button, folks. Hit that like button. Thank you guys for joining tonight. We are in Jacksonville, Florida. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I am excited. I'm excited for this show. I think it's a step in the right direction for the tour. And we're going to hopefully get some guests on. Went to the show, if you went to the show, let me know. What is this? Anyone know what's mixing here with Shotgun version of this mix, Marcus? This is the intro song you heard is called Soprano Guitar. It is part of the Batson sessions that was leaked. So it was recorded in the same session as Shotgun, but it's called Soprano Guitar, and I love it. And it was a perfect. I thought it was a perfect intro for me. And again, we are going to be talking to people from Jacksonville, Florida. Oh, my ironing board. I forgot to put that away. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oops. My bad, folks. I forgot to put the ironing board away. I haven't even used it in 2 days. Shout out to Jacksonville, all the folks out there. Who knows this song? All the Jacksonville hip hop heads know this. Like I said, this was a step in the right direction. I'm excited. Shout out to Young and Ace. All right, that's enough of that. So let's take a look at this set list. Take a look at the set list here, and we'll pull that up. Still waiting on folks to come in from the show. It was a rainy day down in Jacksonville.
Convict music.
And I'm sure the traffic is, people trying to get out of that traffic. So let's zoom in so you guys can see this. Now, why do I think this is a step in the right direction? Because I want top heavy shows. Okay. That's what I want. Shane, shout out from Denver, the Mile High City. I love your videos. Shout out to at Mile High Dad. That's Shane's Twitter page. He was at the show. John Woodbury, I know he watches my shows on replay or watches them live. He was at that show. He went to I guess what Shane was saying is, for Michael Franti and Spearhead, they played until like 12:30 a.m. this weekend. Shout out to them. He said, and listen, Shane's out there. He goes to all the Red Rock shows. He said he's never seen that. So that's awesome. Well, shout out to Michael Franti, and rest in peace to his father. His father passed away last year. So RIP to him. But this set is top heavy. The set is top heavy, and I would rather them play a dull encore like this, and then I beat the traffic. Okay? That's just my opinion. I would rather them play. I'd rather them play a dull ending. And I know some people, do you want to leave pumped up? Listen, on a Monday night, I'm going to be hyped if I get some of the stuff at the beginning of this show. Okay? But I would rather them have a dull encore. Right? Yeah, Justin says get rid of Jimmy Thing. I would get rid of Jimmy Thing if I could. But I mean, they're gonna play it. Dave wants to play it, and it's better this year. Kermit the Prog says, I will say Jimmy Thing, so much to say, it's too much as a main set closer is a bit brutal. It is. It is, right? Throwing in a two-step there or throwing in something special to end out like a typical situation. Some of my favorite shows have typical situation at the end of that main set. I get that. But if you're going to both nights of this, hey, you beat the traffic night one, go home to the hotel, sleep in, go home to the Airbnb. And then night two, hopefully you get something better. So I will say I like the beginning of this. And here's the thing. Yeah, I don't like cornbread. I'm not a huge cornbread fan. Um, I think it has potential. And we're gonna get to our first guest in just a moment. We're gonna load him up here. But this is the thing. The first half of this show, it has Squirm as a tour debut. You Never Know as a tour debut. And it makes When the World Ends and Don't Drink the Water just that much more tolerable. Because you have those two solid songs and a Come On, which is a, if you're gonna pick anything from Come Tomorrow, pick that. So Shane likes cornbread. I know a lot of people like cornbread. My thing is, I just like Bayou, it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. It doesn't go anywhere. It's like it doesn't go into, like, when I think of like another band, like if it had like if it had an alternate jam where it goes into a minor, like I know Tim does his thing on that, but that Tim stuff is very impressive. It doesn't always hit. If they somehow did the main riff of Cornbread and then they had an alternative like dark minor jam, and then they go back into the main version of Cornbread, or if they went up a half step a couple of times, they did some sort of hoedown where they're switching keys, I think Cornbread would be so much better. But I don't like Cornbread. But again, if you're gonna put it in and put it in the end of the show, I'll beat the traffic, right? Put Cornbread as an encore closer for Mansfield. I'm gonna go to my car, beat the traffic, get ready for Hartford the next night. That's how I feel. But I just love the first 10 songs. The first 10 songs, just those 10 songs alone to me, even if you add in 11 and 12, no, the first 12, because I did look at that. The first 12 songs of this set make it better than Charleston Night 2. Everything after that is hit or miss, but the first 12 songs are the ones that to me are that they hit it. So speaking of the show, let's talk to somebody who was at the show. We're going to talk to Mark, who's been our Southern tour guide and taper extraordinaire. Mark, how you doing?
Great, man. First of all, preach it all day long. The first 12 songs, I mean, wow, that is as prime D&B as you're probably going to get in this era, and it hits hard. I mean, that was so impressive to me. I was like, oh my God, the first part of this show is really something.
Yeah, it looks great on paper. And so overall, how was this show? How was the sound? How was the environment? How did everything go tonight?
Dude, it was as good as it could possibly get. Like, literally, this venue is a hell of a venue. It was so loud. The crowd was so loud because it was such an intimate feel. I mean, I had such a good time. It's hard to put words to it. Like, this was one of the best environments for a show for Dave I've ever seen, just because how small the place is, how insane and how loud the crowd was in that tight-knit spot. And the view was just spectacular. It was so loud, the sound from the band as well, and the view and the lights, all of it was just a complete grand slam. Like, I absolutely loved this show.
That's awesome. We got Zach, your friend Zach says, hot take, if Dreaming Tree doesn't show up tomorrow or Friday, I start getting nervous.
Yes. Dreaming Tree is one of those where it gets better with each play, and if it's not played for a while, I do get a little nervous with it. But let's see if it gets played. I don't know. It might not. Even if it doesn't get played, the Tampa one was really something. It was even better than Atlanta. So, I overall thought this show was better than both Charleston shows that I saw.
Wow. So even with the shotgun thrown in there again, this one was better.
Well, so that'll go down as saying, like, the set list will only be a part of your experience at the show. I mean, set list is a very big part, but just the fact that the crowd was just absolutely loud as hell and the band was just really on it tonight. I loved the shotgun, and I'll never forget that shotgun. I ranked that Charleston show pretty high with that, but just overall, all the aspects of the show combined that you could possibly put into a show review, all that being so flawless tonight, made it for an incredible experience, and I'm really hoping that tomorrow is just as good.
And that's why we have you and other people on, is that you're saying, hey, the set list is only one aspect of it. Mark has gone to all of these different venues, driven miles upon miles, but the environment tonight was special to him. The sound, the intimacy of this show was special to him and made it so that is just is one of the best he's seen for this run that he has. And I think that's important, guys, to take a look at that, is to say, hey, if you're only going to one or two shows this year, just understand that people who it's just the environment when you can compare a Brandon, Mississippi to this, to an Atlanta, to Austin. Sometimes shows like this stand out. And with the crowd here, do you think it was casual? What was the split of like casual to hardcore here?
There were a lot of casual fans, man, and I don't know if you saw before the show. You usually really pay attention to this. There were tickets available for days. I'm talking to like the other taper I picked up was just walking around in the parking lot, and someone gave him a free pit ticket. And then the tickets on StubHub and SeatGeek got down to $11 indoors. So, I mean, there were just tickets available forever. But the show was completely packed. It was just interesting. It was so easy to get at the shows. But the vibe of the crowd actually was a ton of casual people. I didn't see too many hardcore people, but just the fact that it's like it has that small theater vibe. That is a highly underrated spot to see DMB. I mean, I love the amphitheaters. They're great. The arenas are great. But just having them in such a small place that we'll maybe never see them in again on a normal tour unless they play here again, what made it for an exceptionally special show.
Yeah, I'm looking at tickets now. I'll have to check more closer to the show tomorrow. But like the pit, for some reason, there's 20 pit tickets. It's one seller for 1,500. I think those will go down. But the 200 level, some of these start around $78 towards the corners.
Okay.
And then we have the get-in price balcony is $54 plus the.
They'll go down. They'll go way down. I took some screenshots and I'll send them to you tonight that you can show tomorrow for like
Perfect.
How. Maybe it was the weather because, like, right before the show, it was monsooning, and I was like, "Oh no, that's going to affect the crowd." But then, actually, throughout the time from the doors to the band took the stage, the sun came out. So I was like, "Well, there goes a JTR possibility." But the sun came out, and ended up being a perfect night.
Yeah, I saw some Instagram stories from Trish DMB and some other people that there was like a bad storm, and so that's very. And Greg says in the chat, he says that I know people who are trying to sell good tickets today before the show. And I really think my biggest thing is I thought that these Southern, especially this show, I thought that it was going to have this like low demand. It was going to be a buyer's market because all these people went to buy up these tickets, but Jacksonville just isn't a DMB hub.
Right. So my friends and I were looking, and throughout the past 24 hours, I mean, it's pick what you want pretty much. So there were pit tickets available easily. There were the back of the lower section, like entire rows opened up, which is crazy. And that tells me how many tickets are being held off on the general sale, which is actually pretty grotesque if you think about it. But just tickets everywhere. And so we decided to settle on front row of the uppers because we had a good show in Atlanta doing that. And man, it was literally like eye level with the heads of the band, like just absolutely perfect spot. It reminded me of Oak Mountain Pelham in Atlanta with the slanted seat situation, but it was just perfect. Like I'm probably going to sit there again tomorrow, and then the balconies are on top of you, so you just have this insanely loud crowd all around you, and it just really made for something cool.
Gotcha. And we got the picture up now. This is from shout out to Kermit the Prog, aka Zach. There's a 300 level ticket for 11. It says $11 each. Let's zoom in here.
Yeah, that's what I sent in before the show. That's it.
Let's see if we can zoom.
So
in.
tickets got down that cheap, and all over StubHub and SeatGeek before the show. I mean, tickets were just nothing because the people I were with were waiting to see what they could get in at, and they ended up getting it for free. So that just mitigated that.
A free ticket, free pit ticket.
He got a free pit ticket, and the girl was like, "Oh, do you want to go tomorrow? Here's like front row balcony for tomorrow or something." So we got that too.
Wow. So guys, Jacksonville, if they come back. That's gonna be the deal.
Yeah, but it's funny because it's like what you've been preaching all year on the streams. You're like, just hold off, like don't get too crazy here with these general on sales, because if you look the day that the shows go on sale, you're like, oh my God, Jacksonville, quote unquote, is gonna be the hardest ticket ever because there's not a single ticket in the venue available. And now look what happened.
Yeah. And David Klein says a lot of smaller venues got a 2-night stand this year. Is that the start of a trend? Is it for better or for worse? This has been a trend for over the years. For if you guys think about it, Guilford started to get concerts, right? They weren't going to Guilford, New Hampshire.
Right.
And that's a very intimate venue around the mid-20 teens. They started going there. Last year, they tried Mohegan Sun for 2 nights. So they only used to do 1 night at Mohegan. It used to be only a winter tour stop. They said, let's do 2 in the summer. And again, another way to just sell because they want to fill up these venues. And they want to have some of these in the set, like you said, the indoor venues provide the band a better environment to play. Austin, Texas, Buddy talked about how it was cool in there, right? When you have these controlled environments, no heat, the rain doesn't impact the band, right? They're backstage chilling, right? Soundproofed backstage. So these smaller venues, and the indoor venues, this is going to be a trend going more and more. And that's just what I've seen. And it makes it so they want to sell tickets. When you have a big lawn, the biggest enemy of this band is a large lawn.
Right. 100%.
So, and Kermit the Prog says, I've been saying this for years. You will never get shut out of a DMV show. Wait until a week before and you'll get a ticket for face or below. Day of, even better seats. Now, I will say with SPAC, it is difficult. You can still find things in the parking lot, but SPAC is the one show that is incredibly hard. I've learned through this process that Alpine and Deer Creek, now listen, some of those seats are hard to get, but even Alpine and Deer Creek tickets were already popping up last month. So it is amazing as I'm going to new venues to see that there's always a ticket. There's always a ticket available outside of SPAC.
Yep.
So,
hey, I just got a set list photo. Do you need it?
Yeah, go ahead and send that to me, and then we'll get that uploaded.
Facebook. Yeah, I just sent it on Facebook.
Okay, so we'll put it in.
I won't spoil anything until you're able to go over it. Nothing
All
crazy.
Right. So we'll get our sniping tool here, and we'll add this.
It's funny. We just have a process after the show now. Like, let's talk about the show. Let's pull up the set list. Let's get the guests. Yeah. I love it.
Yes, and we appreciate you coming on. So let's refresh our almanac.
Oh, it may not be on almanac. Is it? Yeah, it is. Nice.
Yeah,
that's because Henry's there and he can tapes the shows too.
So what we'll do is we're going to have the photo. Let's see. We're going to make sure you guys can see this so we have the only thing was cut. It was cute without the E. We have it was replaced with Walk Around the Moon. So that's the first thing. Wait, don't drink. Yeah, only thing. And then we have You and Me was cut from the encore. Hold on. We got to do that. Let's give the sound here for this.
Do
crowd.
Do the sound where there's no Bayou on the tour.
We are at the 11th tour stop, folks. No Bayou and no Every Day. That is awesome. That is awesome, folks. You in May, MEH. That's how I pronounce it. You in May is cut. And it says solo there. So maybe it was just like they had a spot for something else, like a some devil Dave solo. I don't think it was maybe a Stefan solo into You and May. But
It's just whatever Dave's feeling, I think, at the time. Like, before the show, he's like, whatever, rye whiskey or something, tell my baby or sister or whatever.
something to tell my baby sister. There
Jesus.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, what a set list.
So what Greg says now, he's my friend down here. He's in Southern Connecticut. He says, "Be careful, might earn you a Bayou tour debut in Hartford or something."
Dude, I would laugh so hard.
I would be laughing. I'd be like, hey, that means that Dave's watching this content, and I appreciate you, Dave, for watching this content, because that's the only reason he would do it. So very interesting. The highlights, for those of you who don't know, the highlights are guitar changes. Come on is the raised B guitar. Squirm is the Violette. And then Don't Drink is drop D. You Never Know is raised B as well. Break Free is, what is Break Free? Oh, that's the
Black
Barry
guitar.
Yeah, that's the baritone. My friend, shout out to my boy Pete, who got me into D&B. He is going to be looking to get a baritone guitar, so maybe I can, go to his crib and play some of that stuff. Gray Street is highlighted because that's the 12-string guitar, and Why I Am is the Fender Strat that Dave has there. So those are the highlighted things. Those are some of the mixes. So Kermit the Prog, aka Zach, says, Marcus, can we side by side the 2022 song list and the 2021 song list, sorted by plays, and see what notable songs are currently missing in action? Let's take a look here at
Great
that.
idea.
So 2021 all shows.
Wait, that said Too Much hasn't closed a set since 2015?
Yes, that is true.
Interesting.
Thank you, Zach. That's a great idea. And Zach, I appreciate all you've done to help this. Even with the John Mayer, you gave us some information on John Mayer, and I'm glad that you connected and started following this. And thank you for taping as well. So let's go to summer 2022.
Belmont.
Yeah, he had that Belmont. Okay, so let's try to do this like this. Let's okay. We're gonna try to do this side by side. Also, while we're talking about today, today is the anniversary of D-Day, when Americans sacrificed their lives and bravely stormed the beaches of Normandy and changed the world as we know it, or began to change the world as we know it. Let's never forget that. I know it seems like the older we get, the more we forget about that, because it's so long ago. The generation that actually stormed the beaches is at the end of, there's only a few people left. So thank you to those who gave their life for the world, not just America or for Europe, but for the world as we know it. Anyway, let's see. Let's get this up here. So let's move this counter. Okay, so this is kind of at the top of this counter. This is to your left is 2021, to your right is 2022. So if we go to the top of this, Louisiana Bayou is the top song from last year. 19 plays that we had last year, and that has been cut from the set. At number 8 for 18 plays last year, Every Day has not been played this year. And also we have everything else. Oh, I Want a New Drug been cut. Now listen, I know it was a Huey Lewis in the News. I know it's a cool song. I don't need it at a Dave Matthews Band show. So no offense, again, I know they're an awesome band. I don't need it at a DMB show. I know people who love them liked it, but I don't think it should be there. Let's see. The other thing that looks like here, Singing from the Windows. Has that been played this year?
Nope.
Oh, that should, that's out of there. Cute without the E. Now cut from the team.
Pig.
Now that's one we need to have. That one we need to get that one back. So hopefully Pig does come back. But it got 11 plays. We have a lot of stuff, a lot of songs, a lot of shows left for that to come back. Let's see.
There's your boy, the Stone.
The Stone. We need that back. Baby, come back. We need that to come back. Let's get the Stone started up here. Drive In, Drive Out. And that's a 5 play. And I missed it. I literally was the show after. I didn't go to a show. It was Columbia, Maryland. And then I went to the next show, I believe, and they didn't play it there. So I had a sandwich around Columbia, Maryland, and I still didn't get that. Still didn't get Drive In, Drive Out. Still chasing it. Now we had 5. I Can't Get No Satisfactions. Now that was a special thing. Rest in peace to Charlie Watts. I'll back you up. It is there. Now the other stuff is just lower play. These are all not played that much. So that's interesting. And that's a great observation. But every day in Bayou are the ones that have gone missing in action. Now let's go to this year. If we look at this year, the top song is Warehouse. Warehouse has been played 9 of the 11 shows. Nancy's at Madman's Eyes, 8 of the 11. Jimmy Thing, Walk Around have been played. I love Walk Around at that 7 spot. I don't like Jimmy Thing at 7 plays. The longest Jimmy Thing has been 15 minutes. The shortest has been 12 minutes. I do like how the shortest are around that 12-minute mark. I love that. What else here? I actually like You Might Die Trying. I actually liked how it opened up the show the other day, and we've had a couple times that, that song has been played 5 times. The idea that Break Free has been played 5 times this year is amazing. Like, that is something I love. Break Forward as well, the same amount. That is awesome. And then everything else is kind of down to the 4s, 3s, the 2s, and the 1s. For the lack of diversity, we have got what's also interesting is we have an Again and Again has been played. We had a Rye Whiskey in the encore, and we have a You Never Know. We have a Best of What's Around. We have a lot of songs that's been. We have a lot of songs that have been played maybe once or twice that you wouldn't expect this early. Shotgun is another one. We also have Idea of You, number 27. These are songs that you may not know. You wouldn't think they would have been played this early per se. All of them, at least. Stolen Away been played this early. All right, Mark, we got you back. You dropped off. I think you had some connection issues.
Weird. Yeah, that always happens.
And Kermit the Prog says in the chat, You Might Die Trying has opened 3 times. It's the only song to have opened multiple shows this tour. That's a great thing to point out. You Might Die Trying has opened 3 times, and it's the only show to have opened multiple shows. That means even if you're getting some of these songs a bunch of times, like Warehouse is only opened once. And that's right there, the top openers. Yeah. I mean, 3 times, multiple shows. Warehouse, I guess Warehouse has gotten 2. Yeah, Warehouse. Yeah, as of tonight, Warehouse got 2. But Best of What's Around has been played just as many times as Funny the Way It Is in Madman's Eyes. That is a great thing to point out about this, and thank you for looking at that. The top encores, Watchtower has been played 3 times already. Sorry, I know it. The crowd likes it. I don't want it. I don't want Watchtower. Doesn't need to be played 3 times this early in the tour. 3 YIMs in the encore at least. I don't know.
I was okay with seeing Cornbread today just because it was not YM. Like when YM got played earlier, I was like, at least that's not going to close the show.
Good point. Yeah, it's not going to close out. Something different, right? It's not. That's the other thing too. If the variety is another thing. If there's only one Bayou played all tour, and it just happens to be your only show, it is what it is. But hey, it was only played once, you know.
Right. It'll just be the opener in Hartford, and we'll be good to go.
Right. Hey! Whoa!
Yeah, I'm
Watch
just
your
kidding.
language. I decline that option. We need Scott Boris to go and negotiate that out of the store, or Drew Rosenhaus. We need them to negotiate. We don't want any bayous. So yeah, interesting stats. Thank you to Kermit the Frog for helping us to take a look at that. And let's. Any other thoughts about the show today? Oh, the poster. Now, Mark, what do you think of the poster today? Mark, are you there?
Thought it was the alligator looks a little stubby or chubby or something. It just
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of this alligator?
He looks a little stubby or chubby or something. Something's off with the alligator to me. I don't love it, but did you see the foil? The foil looks pretty cool.
Yes, so I do have a picture of the foil. Let's see. I'll put it up to. Let me put it up on. I'm gonna put it on Twitter, and then that way you guys can see it that way. But this was one that people really liked, and in our Discord chat, a lot of people said that Methane is doing better. So this is the foil, folks. That's what it looks like.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, did you know today was Stella's birthday, Dave's kid, and you have this nice poster, but we didn't get an alligator pie play. Huh.
So, she's the one that wants Daddy to play that song?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow. Oh, speaking of that, let's bring up it's PowerPoint time, guys. It's PowerPoint time. We're going to go to the court and investigate what's going on with the posters and how often the song is played when the poster has a song.
Probably literally almost never.
So we'll see. Stay tuned, guys. You guys will want to see this. So first, let's get to. Oops.
I'm going to hop off since I'm driving, but I'm going to pull you up
Okay.
to watch your stream while I'm continuing to make my way back.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark. You have a safe rest of your drive home. Peace.
Absolutely. Peace.
All right. So let's pull up the PowerPoint here. Okay. So, Dave Matthews Band in Southern Georgia, Duval. Listen, I consider Jacksonville Southern Georgia. They have the Florida Georgia game in Jacksonville. There's a lot of Georgia Bulldog fans in Jacksonville. I've actually been to Jacksonville, and I have family down there in Southern Georgia and Georgia South, like the southern part of the real Georgia, and then some people in northern Florida. So shout out to Duval County, Jacksonville, Daly's Place. All right, let's talk about this regular season 4 tour debuts for Jacksonville night 1. Now, Square and Break Free, You Never Know, and Come On, all in the same set is a great show. And Strong Open, sluggish run at the end, which is the opposite of Charleston Night 2. I like it that way. One Come Tomorrow song, the One Come Tomorrow song was a solid choice. That's what I like to see. Pick one of the best songs from Come Tomorrow or Away from the World, or even a stand up. Like pick American Baby intro or You Might Die Trying or Stolen Away. Pick one of those and to make that the only one of the show from that album. That's what makes a great set. Perfect Game. The band has gone 11 shows without playing Louisiana Bayou and also not playing every day. The elimination of this song from the set list has created more space for both other hits and deep cuts. Again, sign up, call your congressman. I support No Bayou 2022. This midterm elections, tell your congressman if you want to be reelected, make sure Dave Matthews does not play Louisiana Bayou at your local show. So, Jacksonville night 1, no alligator pie. No alligator pie for that show. So, it's going to get the... There's the set right there. You guys can see that, right? And let's get this mark thing off here. So yeah, no alligator pie. Now let's take a look here. We had Beale Street Music Festival. This is Memphis 2019. Was there a Big Eye Fish to answer any sort of fish related songs? Did they do a fish cover like Waste? Nope. So there's another strike. Again, that's Beale Street Music Festival 5/3/2019. So you buy this poster, there's no fish. You got a Spaceman poster by Methane Studios as well. I was at this show. This show is also a warehouse exclusive. And no Spaceman. I'm actually happy about that. I don't like Spaceman because it shouldn't be 10 minutes live. Doesn't have a good jam live. Keep it in the studio. Okay, or make the jam better. We have Riverbend, another Spaceman, and another potential for that. So, no Spaceman. Now, technically, I don't see a satellite, but satellite was played, but who's counting that? Okay, no Spaceman for Riverbend here. Let's look at this. We have, oops, this is Deer Creek. Let me edit this. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna X out of this. And I'm going to edit this because it should be edited. Let me edit this so that when people see the replay, what I was doing, I was duplicating slides here. So let's go. Deer Creek, night 1. And let's see. Give me 1 moment. We're going to get right back to this. But we're going to take a look. But so far, as you see, no posters actually had. They didn't have the song, like any songs related to the poster idea. Just to give you an idea of what's going on here. And that is pretty rough, like the Ruoff Music Center. Pretty rough. So Deer Creek, night 2, 8/14, 21. No bird songs. No bird songs. They didn't do a Jerry Garcia. They didn't do a bird song cover. Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia band thing. So no bird songs for this. So great set. Hey, listen, I'll take this. I don't know why you would be mad they didn't play a bird song. Like who wants Little Red Bird when you have Sugar Will, The Stone, Pig, Into Minarets, Lie in Our Graves. You Never Know as the opener. Seek Up. One Sweet World. So who cares? Oh, no Raven either. Yeah, no Raven. Yep, no Raven there. So let's keep going. Now here we go. Drive in. Now this is a little bit of a stretch because there's no driving here, and they're holding hands on top of the roof of a car. But we did get a drive in, drive out. This is the show that I missed. I went to the show before it. I went to the show after it. And guess what? Your boy did not get this, but guess what? Those who bought the poster got a drive in, drive out, which, by the way, transferred into an awesome say goodbye. It was actually in my superlative, my DMB awards for 2021. That was one of the best. I think it was the best transition. So there is drive in, drive out was played. Great show, underrated show, a one night stand that you got a lot of stuff for a one night stand. You had a one sweet world, a seek up to sweet to so right. You have a time of the season cover, which is actually a cover I really love. Drive in, drive out. So damn lucky, say goodbye. Write a song. Ants marching to close out the set. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. As you can see, there is most time there's other posters. So you think about SPAC. A SPAC night one last year had a moon, shut up, the moon is chasing me, and you never know was not played. If we go to that show, 2021. Saratoga Springs, which was in September. Do you remember the SPAC show in September? Oh, there was You Never Know. Never mind. I was wrong. So You Never Know. Take a look at this poster. So the moon was chasing me. Okay. So we do have that one. I was wrong. This poster to me was trash. I didn't like, it looks weird. It looks too weird. But we did have You Never Know for SPAC night one. It was play. I thought it was for some reason it was night two. I got my nights mixed up. Great. I mean, Pig in the Sweet. Never Know. 41 to Say Goodbye. What You Are was played. Oh man, that What You Are was dope. Actually, it's on Copperpot, one of Copperpot's pages. This was a good show. Poster I think was overrated. Both SPAC posters to me were trash. The flamingo, like, what am I gonna do with the flamingo? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I thought it was trash. Winters is a good artist. He's talented. A flamingo, right? This isn't Sarasota, Florida. It's Saratoga Springs. So that's my thoughts on that. Let's see. So let's see. How does my audio? Do you guys hear? Let me know. Do you guys hear any sort of static in the background? Let me know if you do, because I know the last stream there was a lot of like feedback in my mic. But let me know if you heard any static or feedback in my mic. But I think this show was a step in the right direction. This show was a step in the right direction. I still think now. Here's my thing with the panic, hitting the panic button. Oh, it sounds good. Thank you guys. I still think, again, they have to build up. We're still in the South, and if we look at this tour that's coming up, right? So we have, even now, Blossom should get a good show, but it's still a one night stand. Bristow is hit or miss. right? Bristol is hit or miss. They're going to go to the Thomas and Mack Center in Vegas, which is also the home of NBA Summer League, and the UNLV Running Rebels play there. Friday, you could say Friday is a key show, but it's still a one night stand. To me, when we get to the shows I'm going to, Mansfield and Hartford, that's when we truly are going to know. And even so, we got to get to Deer, because even Mansfield and Hartford are one night stands. Deer Creek is really the first major 2-night stand that we have. So it's a buildup, but even Blossom gets good shows, but at the same time, it's still a one night stand. Again, Blossom's amazing venue. It sounds great. The band loves it. They've talked about it. But even the venues I'm going to, I would really say the first real significant show was going to be that Hartford Saturday show. And that's still a one night stand, but Hartford is a venue where you get a two-step wing. I've gotten Butterfly. Like, even in the last couple of years, they've had some special things. You Never Know has been played there in 14 and in, I think that was 18 or 19. But Deer Creek is the first big weekend, and I'll be there. I'll be at Alpine after that. But the Deer Creek and Alpine, that's when you're getting into the best part of the schedule. Deer Creek, one weekend, you get to Jones Beach and PNC. Those may be, I wouldn't be shocked if they mail in Jones Beach and Homedale, because they have to go Deer Creek. They go from Hartford to Deer Creek. Then they go from Deer Creek back to the East Coast for Jones Beach and Jersey. Then they go back to the Midwest and Alpine. So I think that the Alpine, the Deer Creek and Alpine shows are big. And then you got SPAC, and I'll be at those. Deer Creek, in the name of Deer Creek, Alpine, SPAC, amen. That is the big part of the tour, right? After that, really, after SPAC, you have the Guilford shows, which are just midweeks gyms, but don't go there. Don't buy tickets to Guilford. Shh, it's a secret. You got Camden, but then after Camden, you go back down south. You got what in the rescheduled West Palm Beach, and then they go to the West Coast. So, anyone have details on this? This is a corporate event. So you're going to have a cookie cutter show, right? You're not going to have a full set per se. It may only be 10 to 15 songs, if that. You're going to have a limited amount of songs. They're not going to do. I don't expect anything rare, because when the band plays some of these shows like this, they have a limited set of songs that you can pick from, right? So look at this AT&T Summit, right? Look at this, 13 songs, right? Nothing out of the normal. Ants Marching is the encore. When the World Ends, Rapunzel, etc., right? Same thing with Dave in Big Sky, Montana, right? Now, he did actually do some, actually, no, this is an exception, because he did do Cortez. And also, people paid a lot of money. Like, I know corporate pays a lot, but that was a special. This Austin, Texas show, like, right? This was right before. Look at that, 12 shows. So I would expect 12 to 13. That's like when they pay for. Yeah, I know it's a corporate event. So, but this was a show where they had 12 right here. So I don't expect a full set, and I think you're gonna have to have connection. There won't be tickets to the public, but if someone has a connection, if you know someone at Cisco that's pretty, doing well, they may be able to hook you up. That's all I gotta say for that. Looks like the other guests may not be able to. I don't see that they're coming on, but we did get one perspective. Just go back to the foil picture here. Yeah, this is beautiful. It's a beautiful picture. So, but yeah, looking at the tour, I mean, we'll see what happens, and also there is talk about, is there going to be an album that comes out? We're hitting June right now. Now in 2022 talk, you can drop an album within a month of announcing it. DMB needs at least a month. Okay, they're gonna need at least a month to get everything going at the minimum. Now they could do it in 2 weeks, but I don't think they're gonna risk their number one album record to release it, have a 2 week notice. It could be as quick as a month to turn it around and have it announced. 2 months may be more realistic. But they don't need a lot of time to promote a new album, right? The fan base is the fan base. The casuals are the casuals. Put it on some playlists, adult alternative playlists, and call it a day. They don't need to do anything wild with an album like they needed with Come Tomorrow, and especially with the Big Whiskey, right? Back when Big Whiskey came out, you had to do more promo. It just was what it was. Now that's not the case. Album cycles are short, right? Even the Harry Styles, the Coldplays, they don't stay in the mainstream that long. Now the diehard fans will listen to it, but you don't see stuff. A lot of what it seems like the streaming sites are doing is they're really. It used to just be hip hop. The first week sales were huge. Now it's everything is like the first week. Greg says this. How about this for announcement? Alpine Night 2, then have it released Labor Day weekend. That would be a good stretch. That may be a great thing to announce it during that weekend. It would create a lot of buzz. People would be leaving Alpine to tell the masses, new album coming soon. That's a great idea, Greg. We'll have to see again what happens. But and the other thing is like people now again, I'm speaking to the 1% of the 1%, but people are saying, like this is just in the ants marching threads. The people who actually the 1% of the 1% who want a new album absolutely as quick as possible. They're like, well, all these other bands are releasing albums. The biggest thing with Dave Matthews Band is they don't need an album to tour. Now, even a Beyonce does not need an album to tour. Beyonce would still sell out stadiums, but because Beyonce does not have the fan base that loves a diverse set list, or she doesn't do that, typically she's not going to come out of retirement or come out of motherhood unless there's an album to promote, because even the biggest pop stars, they want to have new music and new stages to go around this new album to promote. DMB doesn't need that. Fish does not need that, right? Dead and Company does not need new music. Matter of fact, they just cover old music. Billy Joel does not need new music, but that's the exception. Bands like Wilco, even a Kendrick Lamar, he needs a new album to promote because he's done, like, he could still do a show without a new album, but when you have this new album that just came out, you're going to get more people to buy the cheap seats, essentially. That's really what it comes down to. The diehards will go whatever, but for people to pay $100 to be at the top of the TD Garden in Boston for Kendrick Lamar, and that's like the price range of stuff, they got to have a new album to keep it fresh. That's how you really get a midweek show in the middle of nowhere or a smaller market's not going to sell out unless you have a new album. That's what it comes down to. The other interesting news is I'm not going to share the thread because it's a private group, but antsmarching.org, shout out to them. Someone mentioned, now I don't know the authenticity of this, but someone said that they talked to Jeff this weekend, and Jeff said that it like something, he's like, someone, they were complaining about the thread of people so they want a new album, which is not the majority of fans. It's a small minority of people who are like, you have to have a new album or else. Other people hope for a new album, or hey, if there's no album, it is what it is. But But as far as that idea, Jeff said, listen, there's a lot of family matters that pertain. Um, I'm not gonna get into stuff because I don't want to use my platform, but I do know that there's stuff going on, um, with the various acts. I'm not gonna get into all of it. What we do know is that Dave is in Seattle and Virginia. He takes care of his sister's kids, his sister who tragically died and was murdered by her I believe it was her husband, who took his life after. He takes care of his nieces and nephews from that marriage that don't have a mother or father. He has kids in college. His son is getting older, right? And his son is he's either a preteen or a teenager, and that's a critical age as a father to be there for your son. Shout out to my dad who was awesome, and my grandfather who was an awesome father and grandfather. But you need your father, right? He had his twin girls, and listen, they need their father too. But listen, my father being there, showing me what it means to be a man of valor, be a man of respect, to how to treat other people and how to treat women, right? Also, Dave takes care of his mother who's elderly. Jeff has a mother who's a widow, right? So Jeff takes care, he doesn't get to go out to New Hampshire as much as he wants to, but he has to look after that. Rashawn, Buddy has a family, right? Rashawn is he lost I believe it was an uncle, and his family is in the US Virgin Islands. The thing about DMB is DMB lives in all different parts of the country, and it's hard for them to all get together. Even a fish, like, right, some of them live in Vermont and I believe Maine and in New York City. They all within a day, they can all convene somewhere centrally, or Trey can take a PJ out of Teterboro in New Jersey and get up to Vermont, and then the rest of the band up there in Maine and in Vermont can all meet up. DMB they have to fly depending on where Dave is, he has to fly cross country, and they have families, and there's like, you think about a John Mayer, right? John Mayer doesn't have kids, he doesn't have a wife. So John Mayer going in the studio, even if he has other band members, like even if he was a part of a band that made new music, like obviously Dead and Company doesn't, but John Mayer can do anything anywhere, right? But the DMB, they have families, and they also have special needs for their family, and they put family first. And I respect that, and I want them to do that, right? That's what it is. Like, DMB is not like some of these other bands. And some of these other bands have different setups and arrangements, even if they have families and kids. It's not to say that they don't have kids, but DMB in 1998 was in a different mindset and had less responsibilities outside of the music than they do now. And that's okay. And if that's what delays the album, that's what this person said, that allegedly that's what Jeff said, is there's family and other stuff that slowed it down. An album is coming soon. He couldn't say how soon, but an album is coming soon. That's what I thought. If you look back at my other videos, you look at my post on antsmarching.com, Monizzo145, I said, listen, this band can't do what they did at their peak, right? And they're doing so many different things. TR3, right? Tim has his side band. They had new music, and they're amazing, right? Greg was at that. Shout out to Greg. He hooked me up to get me a ticket there. And, he does that. You have Rashawn does stuff with Slightly Stupid, OAR. He has to make a little more money so he can have a good quality of life for his family. And again, these people are supporting a large, like, I don't know the full, I don't pocket watch, but Rashawn's got, I wouldn't be shocked if Rashawn is supporting his family in the US Virgin Islands. I wouldn't be shocked if Jeff is supporting his mother. Not that other bands don't have those same responsibilities, but Dave has two houses and has nieces and nephews and a mother to support, and his kids. His kids are in college, right? And so they have various things they do even to make a little bit extra money. I know, yes, they're millionaires and all that stuff, but when you have a large group of people that are counting on you, and you also have the other thing you got to keep in mind, this band also has a big touring staff that has to tour almost every year, and they like to do these events, these private events to give money in the pockets of their touring staff and their crew and their bus drivers. A lot of these private events, if they get money, if they get extra cash, that goes towards the crew. So there's a lot to take into account when a band is touring every summer. A lot of the bands who are releasing music in the pandemic, they need a new album to tour, and they need a new album to be relevant again. There's so many people on tour right. I've never seen this many people on tour in the same year that I can remember. And listen, I'm a younger guy, so you guys may have some 95, 96 where there was always people touring. But since the pandemic has been changed, we've gone to, we have a vaccine. We know this thing is here, but people that are getting vaccinated, boosted, are not seeing very life threatening things. Um, you're seeing everyone trying to hop back on the road. And the venues, if you're in Connecticut, for example, the venues announce a new show every week. Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Wilco with Built to Spill, and Ween, and what Johnny Swim rescheduled their show here, and there's the Roots are coming to town. Like, they never come here. There's a Phil Lesh and Friends with some guests like Warren Haynes. Government Mule is doing so. Like, we have Warren Haynes is guesting with Phil Lesh and Friends, and then later in the summer, that's in July, and then Warren Haynes is doing 2 shows in New Haven. So there's a lot that's going on in this touring circuit. That's why other bands are releasing albums to stay relevant, to get a tour, right? A promoter may not promote a tour if they don't have a new album. For DNB, they know, the promoter knows they're going to get their money. Okay. Now they may not do 2 shows in Hartford with that big lawn, but these smaller venues know they're going to get their money. SPAC knows they're going to sell out the seating, and the lawn is going to get a lot of alcohol sales, and it's going to be pretty filled up. It may not sell out, but the lawn will be filled up. So there's some things to keep in mind with what's going on with the band and the finances and the responsibilities, and how that translates into the tour. I mean, no, not into the tour, into the new album. New album coming soon. I do believe it's still Q3, Q4 of this year. It will come out. I still think there's an album. And I think that they finished recording, and they're mixing and mastering, and maybe, and they're just holding it off for right now. They're going to announce it later on. They're going to road test. And also the road testing of these songs. I think when you listen to this band for the taper audio, shout out to Mark and shout out to Zach and all the tapers, and you listen to the Sirius XM streams, every show they're becoming more cohesive. And actually, I think that's going to rub off on when they go into the next studio session. Because this year's tour, the audio, the mix, and the chemistry is at its best, and they took it to a whole nother level from 2021. They've expanded the catalog. Now, yes, I know they had like more songs technically played, but they've expanded like, if you go from 2018 to present, they've added more songs they've never played in the Buddy Strong era this year. And we're not even in New England yet. And they've added Dreaming Tree, and they've added Shotgun. Like, these are songs they're adding to their repertoire, and they're repeating them, and they're nailing the songs. So part of it is, I think the best way to build studio chemistry is just to tour. Now, again, I think a lot of this stuff is wrapped up. The studio stuff is being mixed and mastered. That's what I believe. I think that they do have some stuff. Obviously, we had a leak from Rashawn of Madman's Eyes. So I think that's where they're at. They're trying to really mix and master this, and maybe they do some overdubs or some other stuff at a studio on the road. But the best thing for the chemistry of any music that released or unreleased that comes out from this band on stage or in a studio recording or in a warehouse disc, maybe they do another special Carter and Dave session, or Carter, Dave and Stefan, or Carter and Stefan. Like, I don't know if they, but I just think that the best way to build chemistry is to continue to tour. Remember, since like this band has had so many changes. You had Buddy Strong come in 2018. You had Boyd leave in 2018. You had Leroy Moore pass away in 2009 or 2008, and then 2009 they really begin touring without like knowing that he's passed. And obviously they found out in the 2008 tour that he passed, but there's a lot of moving parts for this band. And most bands, even with their changes, like for instance, Tedeschi Trucks Band is releasing some music from the pandemic they recorded. Well, Tedeschi Trucks Band, which is they live in, Susan Tedeschi and Derek Trucks. They're married. They live in the same house. What do you think they were doing during quarantine? They were able to play music together. The rest of the band, although I miss Kofi Burbridge. Rest in power to Kofi. We miss you. We thank you for all you brought to this earth. But the rest of the band, of Tedeschi Trucks Band, is they can rotate people in and out. Now they have a great band, but they can rotate people in and out. The vocalists, they know how to find good talent. So the main part is Derek and Susan. They live in the same house. So even think about that during the pandemic. That's why they have a multi-album record that's coming out. They live in the same house. So when the pandemic hit, guess where they were? Next to each other. So like people are trying to compare apples and oranges with D&B not releasing an album yet since the pandemic, and other acts. And other acts, again, this is the last time I'll say it, other acts need a new album to tour. Even popular ones, they need a new album, right? Because they're going to play the hits, but they just need a new album to keep it interesting. That's all I got for tonight because it's 12:06. I got work tomorrow. It's a Monday. Well, now it's a Tuesday here. Some of you guys are still back in Monday. Your Central Time zoners, your Arizona time and Pacific time zoners, your Hawaii and Alaska time, and your Guam time. You guys are still in Monday, but we're in the future, Tuesday. And I thank you guys for the support, for the love, just all of the viewership. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for all the people, the kind comments. I really love where this stream is going. I really love you guys for supporting the stream. And what we'll do, we'll pull another Bats and Song section to end this. I'll be back here tomorrow or today, 6/7. Oh, by the way, let's wish a happy birthday to my favorite show so far, 6/7, 2013. Let's take a look at this show before I go, just to show you guys what happened in Hartford, Connecticut. All right, we had the number 34 T's JTR to Warehouse. My mind was blown. My jaw was on the floor. This was only my third show, and I got a number 34 T's on the 12 string. Okay? Squirm, Broken Things, Idea of You, Kill the Preacher, YM, Captain. Look at me. I'm the captain now. A Belly Belly Nice, Fish Tender, a Jane, Lion Our Graves, Running Down a Dream tour debut, a Rooftop, the only Dreaming Tree of the year. The only Dreaming Tree of the year, of the tour. Amazing. One of 4 rhyming reasons. Everyday Ants Marching, and a Drunken Soldier in the Watchtower. I don't like Watchtower closes, but that night I didn't care. Also, the same day in 2014, the Lovely Ladies returned. Now, this was cool for one show. The whole summer, they probably shouldn't have stayed. This was an awesome show, a 2-step acoustic opener, Stolen Away, a Snow Outside. This main electric set, a Granny Seek Up to So Right. Ooh. Funny the Way It Is, Improv Jam, Don't Drink, Monkey to Satellite, Shake Me Like a Monkey. So you got two different monkeys. Save Me. Now the number 36 tees into Long Black Veil. By the way, we got Long Black Veil back-to-back years in Mansfield. The year before, 6/15/2013, I was at that show as well. We got Long Black Veil. Hey, let's do it 2 years in a row. The only two Long Black Veils at this venue were back-to-back years, 2013, 2014. This is why I'm a D&B fan. This was a great second and third year of this band. Some Devil, Belly Belly Nice into an improv jam again, Mansfield Jam, P&P to Rapunzel. Just phenomenal stuff. 6/7, June 7th is a great D&B date for me, for shows I've been to. And we'll see what happens for Jacksonville night 2. Until then, we will bring you guys up to let's see, we gotta put this up. And we'll give you guys a Batson session. Look on YouTube, search Batson sessions. You'll get a lot of these. There's two different sessions. There's a spring and a winter. But the other interesting thing is the songs they're bringing back. The songs they're bringing back: Break Free, Break For It, Shotgun, Cornbread was played tonight. Someone pointed this out. I can't remember where it was. Someone either posted this to me or something. Someone did it. Ants Marching, Twitter, whatever. They're playing I think it was Ants Marching. They're playing all these Batson songs. Those are the ones that are coming back. Break Free, Break For It, Shotgun, Idea of You. Like, these are songs that were part of the Batson sessions, and with Mark Batson, who is like an Eminem stan on Twitter. He produced some hit songs with Eminem, so I think he appreciates Eminem. Eminem has made him a very wealthy man, so he defends Eminem at all costs. Me, not so much. I think Eminem has some great songs. He has some very, very solid single songs, but some of his albums are hit or miss. I think he is a little bit overrated. Was Batson in the studio? Maybe he was, Greg. Maybe that's why these songs are coming back. We'll see. We'll find out. I am still looking for... Oh, here it is. Dave Matthews Band, Batson sessions. We'll go to the winter session. We're going to do... Actually, let's do we're gonna go to the spring session, 4/21/2006. We'll do some ABC. I love this song, ABC. This is ABC from the Batson session, spring of 2006. Thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Pick up your cans. Pick up your trash. Don't leave it in the pit. Don't leave it on the lawn. I know you guys watching do that, but tell your friends, hold others accountable. Pick up your stuff. Stop being dirty at Dave shows and Fish shows and all the other shows. All right, peace.